What's going on YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, and today I am bringing you a 60 card Cyberse Eldlich deck profile. So without further ado, let's go ahead and show you guys what we've got. So kicking things off, we are playing 2 copies of Eldlich the Golden Lord. You don't really need a third. You are able to also just search it very easily in the deck, so there's really not much else that needs to be said. We are playing 1 copy of Dotscaper and 1 copy of Firewall Guardian. These are both just 1 card combos to get you into the Cyberse combo that I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video. And we also are playing the 3 copies of Cyberse Gadget for the same reason. It is just the 1 card full combo that I will show you. So that's really it for the Cyberse engine. We then have 3 copies of Magician Souls paired with the 2 Illusions of Chaos to search them. These are really good paired with the Eldlich cards because you are able to just gain advantage for essentially free, since the Eldlich cards are going to banish themselves from graveyard for their effect. Or in the case of Cursed Eldland, after you've already gotten your search, you can go ahead and send it to then send another Eldlich card to the grave to then banish it for its effect. Not to mention the fact that you are playing the Brave or Adventure token engine as well, so the Souls is able to just kind of get rid of those cards to get you more advantage and get you into further combos. We are playing the Adventure token engine with 3 Water Enchantress of the Temple and 1 Wandering Griffin Rider. This is pretty self-explanatory. The Adventure engine is pretty much in anything that doesn't need a normal summon effect these days, and is just a very good 1-card Omni-Negate before your 5th summon, so it is what it is. We have our DPE targets in Destiny Hero Celestial and Dasher, and then to pair with the DPE we have the Artifact Scythe and the Artifact Lancia as well. We are actually just playing the Lancia in the main because it is 60 cards, so it doesn't really matter, and there are instances where this can come up, like if you're against something like Fluwanderies. The Scythe isn't going to do anything, so you'd rather set the Lancia anyway, and it's just another hand trap. To pair with the ridiculous amounts of hand traps that we are playing anyway, with the 3 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 copies of DD Crow, 2 copies of Ghost Ogre, and 3 copies of Ash Blossom. With this deck being a 1-card engine and just a 1-card starter, you are able to just play the insane amount of hand traps that we have here, just to kind of stunt your opponent and make sure that they're not allowed to play the game, which is pretty much what Yu-Gi-Oh's been for the last several formats, so not really much else needs to be said. Onto the spells, we have 1 copy of Called by the Grave and 1 Foolish Burial. These are our 1-ofs, and they're just very powerful 1-ofs. The Foolish Burial can send a Golden Lord if you need it. It can send the Water Enchantress to get your Brave engine going. Then we have the 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, mostly for the Verte Anaconda, but I'm not going to complain if I hard draw it. Onto the Brave cards, or the Adventure token cards, we play the 1 Draco Back, the 1 Fateful Adventure, and the 3 Rite of Aramesir. Very standard, very just kind of what you're going to need for the Brave engine. We then have our 3 Cursed Eldland, and then 3 Signet Mining. This is just more copies into your Cyberse play, which again, there's a really cool 1-card Cyberse combo that I'll show you guys. And then we have 3 copies of Small World. Now, I'm actually going to be doing something a little interesting with this, so if you guys want to check out my Patreon, it will be available for the lowest tier. I actually have a Small World guide for this deck that will show you all of the useful bridges of what cards can get you into what cards, and it took a lot of time, so hopefully you guys check that out, and remember, you know, for just $1 you can support the channel, and I will always appreciate it. But that's going to be it for the spells. Onto the traps, we are maxing out on all of the Eldlich with 3 Conquistador, 3 Wakero, and 3 Scarlet Sanguine. This is just really standard. The only thing that's not necessarily standard is the 3 Wakero. I know that a lot of people are only playing 2 of it, but for 60 cards, I think that 3 is definitely worth playing, and we're in a format where a DD Crow-like effect such as Wakero is really good, so I don't see a reason not to. And rounding it out, it is going to be Infinite Impermanence, and again, that is a 60-card main deck. Let's go ahead and show you guys what we have in the extra. So kicking things off for the extra, we are playing the 1 Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer and 1 Constellar Pleiades. This is just a really good card to have when you are stuck with 2 of your Eldlich traps that are on the field. Normally a lot of people play Zeus, but I just don't really have the space in the extra to pair the Zeus with the Pleiades, but I do think that it's still worth playing because it's just good forms of spot removal. Then we have 1 Lingaribo and 1 Linkaribo. The Lingaribo is really good if you're up against a trap-heavy matchup. You can just turn one of your Cyberse cards into the Lingaribo, and then Linkaribo is mostly just a way to turn your Magician Souls into something else after you've done what you need to do with it. Then we've got our 2 Link Devotee and our 1 Link Disciple. This is what actually allows you to do the 1-card combo that I'm going to show you guys at the end. Really cool, actually, really very useful. This, just so you guys know, I'll explain it a little bit more in the combo, but the on-summon effect is mandatory. So even if it's already in play, you still have to activate it when it's summoned, if you summon it multiple times in the same turn. Then we have our 1 Link Spider. This is so that we can turn any of the Eldlich traps into an effect monster for the purpose of something like Verte Anaconda. Then we are playing 1 Artifact Dagda, 1 Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Predaplant Verte Anaconda, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and ending things, we have the Access Code Talker just to kind of be able to push for game when you need it. That's going to be it for the extra deck. Let me show you guys the 1 combo that you need to know for this deck. Alright guys, so for the 1-card combo, it is very interchangeable. It can be any one of your 3 Cyberse monsters because they all are able to put another monster on board when you link them away. With the gadget, when you link it away, it'll summon a token, and both with the Firewall Guardian and the Dotscaper, when they link themselves away, they summon themselves back. So let me show you guys how we'll do it. We'll just use the Cyberse gadget for simplicity's sake here. So what you're going to do is you're going to summon out your Cyberse gadget, and then you're going to link it away into your copy of Link Disciple. This will then activate summoning you a token, which I don't actually have, so we'll just use the sleeve. And then you turn the token into your copy of Link Devotee. You can use the Disciple effect to then destroy the Link Devotee, and this will let you draw a card, put a card back, doesn't matter, we'll just show you that it's 1 card. And then the Link Devotee effect summons out 2 more tokens. So now what you do is you take the Disciple and 1 of your tokens, and you turn it into a copy of Artifact Dagda, and then you take your last token and you turn that into your 2nd copy of Link Devotee. Now, I forgot to mention it on the first Link Devotee summon, but it does have a mandatory effect that I mentioned in the profile, where on its summon, it locks you out of summoning Link 3 or higher for the rest of the turn. So even though that's technically already active from the first one, it is a mandatory effect, which will activate on summon. This will then let you chain the Dagda because an effect on field was activated, letting you set your copy of Artifact Scythe from your deck to your side of the field. You can then take the Dagda and the Devotee and link both of them away into a Predaplant Verte Anaconda, which you can then use the Verte Anaconda, paying 2,000 and dumping your Fusion Destiny along with your Dasher and your Celestial, and this will let you summon out a copy of Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer from your extra deck. So now just off of the 1 Cyberse card, which again, it could have been either the Gadget, the Scaper, or the Guardian, any one of these 3 cards get you into a DP Scythe lock, so you have room for hand traps or Eldlich cards or the Brave Engine or whatever it is left in your hand, because you still have the 4 cards in hand, plus not to mention the Link Disciple let you draw 1 and put 1 back, so you could have gotten rid of like a brick card, like if you open the Scythe you could put it back for something better. But this is really the only combo that you need to know for the deck, because the rest of it is just Eldlich and Brave, which I mean you should know by now, there really aren't combos to either of those, but there you have it. So off of the 1 card you are able to Scythe lock your opponent and have 4 other cards for follow-up. And there you guys have it. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know that it is a little overwhelming when you have a 60-card deck, but I promise you that this is actually a very good deck, a very big meta contender, and honestly very fun to play. So hopefully you guys give it a try. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, maybe consider supporting me on Patreon. Like I said in the profile for this particular video, I will be posting a small world guide just to show you all of the possible bridges. So again, if you want to go support me over there, I can't tell you how much I would ever appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.